What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, we gotta talk about a pretty worrying thing in regards to the PlayStation 5. So it actually seems kind of ironic and necessary that yesterday we kind of went after Xbox a bit, and now today I gotta talk about a story that actually happened a few days ago, but I just could not refuse, or I could not just leave it alone, because this is something, honestly, that impacts me in particular really big time, and I don't know how many people are focusing in on this all that much. With that being said, this is a rumor. So, and by the way, because this honestly could be enormous in all of the wrong ways. So I do really want to drive that home, that this is a rumor, that none of this is stated as fact, that this may eventually not end up happening, and I pray to God that it does not end up happening. So what's the rumor? Well, basically boil down, it's that PS4 saves of your game will not be used with your PS5, okay? Series X will. Now, a lot of people are running with this, and there's kind of conflicting things. I've seen some people say that it also applies to cloud saves. So games that are using the cloud, online games that have stuff like that, they will also not work. And I've seen some people say that it will work. I want to talk about both aspects of that. Either or, I guess like as a whole, it would be bad no matter what. To me, it's all the way or none of the way. Now, here's the deal. Spider-Man doesn't count. For all of the flack that I did give Sony, right, because we talked about Spider-Man, the remaster, I said, hey, it's fine, the collection, whatever. The only issue I have, truly, when you boil it down, is that it's just a bad look at a bad time for Sony. That's pretty much where my mind is on that. One of the things that has gotten people upset about Spider-Man is the save. Well, to me, the save doesn't matter in the slightest of Spider-Man, because at least I understand how it all works and why that wouldn't make any sense. Okay, so like if people are using that as an example, I understand why it's not a good example, right? Spider-Man PS4 2018 to Spider-Man Collection or Spider-Man Remastered 2020, the save would not transfer because it's just not the same game. Just like any remastered game would. Ironically, I wonder if that puts The Witcher 3 in harm's way, right? Because if that's getting a full-on remaster for next gen, it's getting that free upgrade. Does that mean that your saves of your current game will not transfer over? The issue is, again, the rumor is that Series X will allow it, but PS5 won't. So they're picking a side, not necessarily picking a side, but saying like one will, one won't, which is an issue. And it's something that we have to look to the developers, and really Sony and Microsoft specifically, to developers as in a case-by-case, like a game-by-game basis, and then the publishers, Sony and Microsoft, to really, this is the problem you get when you don't explain anything. I really actually put this issue on Sony and Microsoft because, yes, they're showing things bit by bit. Yesterday, we got like a whole blowout of Destruction All-Stars, and we got Sackboy, a video explaining Sack. So we're getting all this stuff, fine, but at the same time, we still don't know what the UI looks like. We don't know how all of these smaller things work with next-gen consoles, and that's a big deal. So let me continue on with my rant. That alone, so say in the worst world humanly imaginable, no saves transfer over. Well, that is about the worst thing that could possibly happen, because although I have made it very clear that when I'm thinking about a PS5 and when I talk about a PS5, I want to play next-gen games. Or when I get the PS5, I don't intend to go back to the PS4. I would play all the games on the PS5. Well, that's fine and dandy, but look, I've sunk in, oh my God, probably like 60, 70 hours into Marvel's Avengers. And while I don't love all the time I've sunk into it, I have. I will not redo that on next gen. Now again, because it's an online game, because your game is kind of saved in the cloud, would it be affected? I would say no, but I've seen people say that the rumor is that also would be impacted. I don't know how catastrophically awful you have to be to still mess that one up, but honestly, I'm leaning on the side that would say any online component of a game, you would probably be safe. It's just literally the save files, your game save, that wouldn't transfer over, which, by the way, is also a disaster, because to me, here's two examples of games that are really impacts, and these are just two examples I have. Watch Dogs Legion comes out October 29th. Assassin's Creed comes out November 10th. Now, yes, that's only 2 days before PlayStation, so let's do Watch Dogs first. Well, October 29th, that's 2 full weeks. That's 2 weeks and I believe a day before the PS5. So I'm getting Watch Dogs, day one. I'm going to sync sunk a lot of hours. I mean, that's going to be late October into November. That's the game I'm playing. Okay, I'm going to play Little Hope. I'm going to play other games, but I mean, that is the game I will be playing until, probably Assassin's Creed, and then Demon Souls, Miles Morales, etc. So Watch Dogs will be that game. I will probably sink anywhere between 20 to 40 hours, let's say, into Watch Dogs. But I honestly don't believe I'll beat it in 2 weeks, okay? So now I'll get the PS5. Well, obviously, I will want to play Watch Dogs on the PS5. In fact, it's got the PS5 free upgrade. With that being said, I will not do that if I'm told that I will lose all of my progress and will have to start at the beginning. That forces me into doing what? It forces me into not playing the game at launch and waiting to play it on the PS5 if I don't want to redo it. That should not be an option given to anybody. You know what I mean? That's just a terrible option. Now, again, I know I'm going off. I know I'm getting heated. I'm getting, mad. But keep in mind a couple things. One, this doesn't, keep me awake at night. Number two, I still do think this is a rumor. I mean, factually, it is a rumor, and I would hope that none of this is actually true, that it's maybe like an example of the PlayStation backwards compatibility where people, even they said like 100 games, and people were like, 100 games, that's it. And they said, no, it's 99% of the games. I mean, I don't know why they messed up that one either, but there's been mistakes in the past, or there's been rumors that people have said that have turned out to be false, okay? So, with all of that being in our heads, it is something to think about. It's something to think about that maybe all of this is not true. And again, I truly hope so, because again, Watch Dogs, it's like, well, if I put 20 to 40 hours into this game, let's say, I am not redoing that on PS5. I just will not. I saw people say, well, isn't that the point of, replaying a game on next gen is like to start from scratch? I guess maybe for a game that's super old, but and you want to maybe replay for them. So like Uncharted 4, I have no problem replaying Uncharted 4 from the beginning. If they want to wipe all the progress I made, I guess that's fine. I've already played it twice. It's my game of the generation. Like, I have no problem with that. But even if it's a game like maybe God of War, I beat it, but I didn't defeat all the Valkyries, so maybe I would like to do that on my PS5, playing it backwards compatible. Well, if they wipe the save, then I'm going to have to redo all of God of War. And again, that's not a bad game to redo, right? But firstly, it all depends on preference. But to me, it makes the biggest difference for games that are the closest. And honestly, when you're thinking about it, you're going to play older games. Like, people will play, and if we're talking about PlayStation here, people will be playing like the Bloodborne and a lot of the PlayStation Plus collection games. Like, people will play older games, but if you're getting this console this holiday, chances are you're buying one of two of Miles or Demon Souls. And by the way, if you do Miles, say you get it on PS4 and then eventually you get the PS5, that's the other issue too. I'm only talking about I'm getting the PS5 day one, or I hope to get the PS5 day one. So Watch Dogs will be 2 weeks old. Assassin's Creed will be 2 days old. Avengers will be 2 months old, okay? All of these two for some reason, right? But what if you got the PlayStation 5 in March and you've played all of these games and then you wanted to bring all of their saves over to the PS5 because you got the PS5 late? Well, you just lost all of that. So it actually becomes a bigger issue for people later on. But even what I'm saying is if you get this thing launch day, chances are, like I said, you're getting Miles or Demon Souls. I think that's probably a lock. And then also, you're probably going to play some fall games on it, wouldn't you? Like, why else would you? Again, you would maybe play games from 2019, 2018, 2017, but chances are you're going to play at least one or two fall 2020 games. Could be Call of Duty, could be, just name a game. And I'm sure you'll probably play it on your PS5. Well, you would lose all the saves, and you'd have to start over. To boil it down, final thing I'll say, in my opinion, there's no way of defending this if this happens. I mean, and again, because people call me Sony fanboy or Xbox fanboy or whatever, I mean, I just speak out to what I feel most passionate about, and I speak out when I see garbage. In this case, in terms of like a rant, or in terms of me trying to like warn you guys, that's all this is. I'm not anti-Sony. I'm not anti-PlayStation. I'm getting the PlayStation 5. Like I said, day one, I am a PlayStation guy. You could definitely say that, and you would not be wrong. But this is kind of what I mean with all that stuff, is this is This would be, again, because I don't want to guarantee it, because honestly, like I said, I don't think this is going to happen. And if it does, they are so out of touch. Sony would be insanely out of touch. Now, again, there are some weird things with the rumors, like why wouldn't cloud saves work? Isn't that the whole point of a cloud save, is you upload into the cloud and then you can bring it back? That's like the entire point. So for that to also not work doesn't really make sense to me. Maybe that's the case. Maybe you have to put everything on the cloud and then bring it back on the PS5. Maybe there's no way for the PlayStation 5 to recognize the PS4, and which makes sense because they're different consoles. It would make sense for the Xbox to do it as well, but they're using the cloud too. So again, it's an issue where cloud saves are either going to work or they're not going to work. And if they work, then fantastic. And then I can, this video is obsolete. And that's actually the best case scenario. Worst case scenario, if this is true, in my opinion, there's absolutely no way of defending this. And this is bigger. If this happens, this would be bigger than a lot of people think, right? I mean, I want these consoles to be successful, both of them. But if you get a PS5 day one and you're told that you cannot take over anything from the PS4, I just think that's a massive, massive issue, especially when you're probably going to be playing backwards compatible games. Now, again, I mean, you know me, and you could be saying, well, this is interesting because you are always saying you want games only on PS5, only on PS5. I mean, yeah, going forward, so like Demon Souls, fine. Horizon, fine. God of War, fine. Like with that. But also, I mean, you have to think about the fall. You're going to be playing. There's only one game, two. Godfall, technically, but you could play it on PC. Godfall is a PS5 console exclusive, and Demon Souls is a PS5 console exclusive. Those are the only two games that you'll be playing on PS5 that you can't play on PS4 at launch. The rest of them, you could very well and probably very likely would have had the PS4 version first and are either doing the free upgrade or are doing backwards compatibility, and you would be affected. And I think that's just a disaster if it happens. So guys, let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think this is a doomsday thing that will eventually just not happen? Do you think I'm overreacting? Let me know in the comments below. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this YouTube channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. And I do a brand new video every single day on this channel. And so I hope to see you guys for tomorrow's video.